All right. Today we are going to be talking about a few different algorithms. One will be blazing text, and another will be random code forest. And these are both essentially implementations of existing algorithms, I suppose, especially, I guess, modified or formatted to work inside of SageMaker. Optimized, let's use that word. All right, so these are SageMaker optimized algorithms, and basically there are there's a separate use case for each naturally, and they complement one another, which is why we're covering them together. Does anybody know by any chance what either algorithm does?
I do not.
Okay. Anyone want to take a stab at guessing, inferring from the names, blazing text and random cut forest?
Well, it's particularly fast at the particularly does it no, I thought I had something for blazing text, but my words are failing me.
Take a stab at random cut.
Random cut sounds like a random population and a tree would grow out of it. So each layer might be a random slice out of the population as it moves in depth.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. I can conceptualize that. I can visualize that in my head, and that sounds about right. Any guesses as to what some use cases would be for either of these?
Text has text, or blazing text has text, so I assume that's something to do with text or natural language processing. And then the whole forest tree analogy makes me think it's like a decision tree, kind of like almost like XGBoost, how it builds those trees.
Hmm.
Would that be a classifier?
Blazing text, yes, would be primarily used for classification, and random cut. Like you have me wondering now, Nick, if it's possible at all to use it in that way. I mean, I suppose anything's possible, right? I mean, maybe indirectly it could be, but more directly, it's used principally for anomaly detection. So that's why these two complement one another fairly well. We have one that's designed to identify patterns, and one that's identified or designed to identify anomalies. And one works with text, as the blazing text name suggests, and the other is primarily used to work with numbers, numerical data sets. We are going to run both of these inside of SageMaker. Actually, I meant to say we're working with SageMaker, but we are gonna run these inside of Jupyter notebooks from our terminal. Just make it a little easier than the lab from Thursday with all those really bad concatenate blocks. Let's see. This is the right week? I think it's the wrong week. Totally the wrong week. And here we are. Yes. So blazing text and random code forest. We want to, yeah, create Maker model artifacts we want to deploy. We are essentially doing a lot of what we did on Thursday. And then on top of that, we will be adding model registry. So this is essentially the GitHub of, you guessed it, models. And it allows us to use versioning and metadata to manage our models, which is crucial when you're working with models and training, applying different data sets, tweaking hyperparameters without any method for differentiating your different models. You're going to be at best slowed down in your ability to choose the right models or infer patterns, and at worst, just deploy the wrong models entirely. And we want to avoid that. So let's actually run through this because I think model registry is fairly straightforward. You can read through this on your own for a little more detail, but more or less, I think the analogy of it being the GitHub of model versioning and management is enough for you guys to infer everything and anything you can do with it. Uh, let's see. So that's really it, which is why I think it makes a little sense to combine it with what we're doing in the morning all in one go. Would hate to have you guys stick around until lunch just for this really sort of brief exercise. I actually haven't even run through this lab yet. I just converted to Jupyter Notebook, so we'll see how well that goes. It does require your models from Thursday, so I might have to backstep and recreate those because I purged my buckets already. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. Let's also kill all these other tabs. And let's now go back to blazing cut, blazing text, and random cut forest. Okay. All right, so text classification and anomaly detection. Just like we mentioned, we will be using these built-in algorithms, these pre-optimized models to handle common machine learning tasks. So blazing text will classify text into categories. Like the example we'll be working with today is detecting and differentiating between toxic comments and non-toxic comments. And random cut will identify outliers in data, like fraudulent transactions. Let's see. So text classification, anomaly detection. This is more or less pretty standard. You can infer from, these phrases that we are, in one case, making classifications, and another trying to identify patterns that we don't already know, right? So these are two different use cases. In one case, we know the results that we're looking for. We are working with data that we can make not really assumptions, but where we could infer the outcomes that we want, right? We know what we're looking for. And in the other use case, we don't quite know what we're looking for. And so having an understanding of both of these in your tool belt is just going to prepare you for tackling any, well, not necessarily any, but more use cases regarding machine learning and training. So how does blazing text work? It uses word embeddings, so representations of words as vectors, and it will learn these embeddings during training, and then it uses them essentially to classify entire documents. With blazing text, you are providing these text examples, and from that, it will build a classifier that maps the text to the categories. And all of this training happens on AWS's servers in the SageMaker infrastructure. And we can deploy all of that through our terminal and through Jupyter Notebooks. So why use blazing text? As its name implies, it's really fast. It's optimized for speed and it's built in so you don't have to mess around with any kind of jungle custom code. And you're really just configuring hyperparameters and experimenting. It handles large vocabularies, it's production ready, and similarly, random cut force is as well. And like we talked about, it's ideally used for fraud detection, system monitoring, quality control, and how it works. It essentially builds an ensemble of trees, like an entire forest, and each tree will randomly partition the data. So very much just like Troy described earlier on. Your process with this will be providing unlabeled data as opposed to the labeled data that you would be providing to blazing text. And RCF will build these trees that partition the data space, and it learns what normal is and what isn't through inference. So one advantage of RCF is that it's unsupervised. You don't need to provide those labels, just data, and it's going to do its thing. It's fast inference, so it's real-time scoring, it handles high dimensions, and again, just like blazing text, it's all ready to go. You don't need to fumble with custom code. Use cases would include wanting to, well, assign items to known categories. I mean, that's classification. Um, I guess some more nuance to that is if the categories are well defined, then you'll have clearer expectations for what an outcome might be. If you need probability scores for a category, classification via blazing text is a good way to go. So classifying support tickets in a billing technical sales, that's essentially one use case. And this actually it's making me think about earlier. Okay, so we were talking about this. This is before you hopped on, Kim. I was telling them about, oh, is she not here? No, Kim's here. I was telling them about our ops bot and how poorly it performs. It's supposed to um, point customer service reps to a certain page in our documentation so that it could walk users through exactly what our SOPs are. And it doesn't do that. Even if you like legit copy paste like a phrase from that documentation, it will fail like 50% of the time, if not more. And I believe it's just because we don't have a lot of data, right? I haven't worked on this myself. It's not my tool. So I don't know exactly like how it's being fed, what it's being fed. But I imagine that because we are using bedrock models that are already trained on a wide variety of things and not necessarily our code base or our documentation, it's essentially got a low probability of returning the results that we want, right? So maybe if we broke down our documentation or how we fed it into the model and search for more specific terms or phrases, we may be able to optimize the results. In any case, that's not what's happening now, and so it needs a lot of work. RCF is going to be for a different use case, and this is for when you don't know all the patterns that you're looking for. So when you have normal data no labeled anomalies. You can use RCF to identify patterns that you might not be able to identify otherwise. This is especially good for fraud because fraud patterns change constantly.
So I have a question on that, Julius. So you're going into RCF when this sounds like it gets a space out of just statistical description, uh, where you have tools like in pandas where you can go and, identify the outliers. You can go and shape your data so you know your long tails. Um, and like even fraud has a very so reading in Kaggle informs me. Fraud has a very uh, you know, such a small percent of actual fraud cases against a larger data set, like point less than 1%. Um, but it seems like your statistical analysis tools are all you need to do to get like outliers and, the shape of your data. So, like what makes a determination for cutting over to RCF as opposed to just using statistical description techniques?
Well, those statistical description techniques you would still have to write and implement yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd still have to.
That's
You
pretty
know,
much the only use case. Like, I guess if you need something like already ready to use, already ready to go, just import RCF. But yeah, to your point, if you want more nuance, if you want more control, if you want to have, or if you already have the tooling built out, then there really is no need to use RCF.
yeah, right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. So, right, we will run through using both of these. And again, the pattern is going to be very similar to what we did on Thursday. We'll be training, deploying, and then creating endpoints. Okay, so let's begin. Today's lab has more of this concatenate nonsense, um, but it should be pretty straightforward. Copy pasting a lot of this into our VS Code, Jupyter Notebook. I'm looking at this right now and I'm actually, I want to just double check. Okay. Yeah, okay. I will copy paste some of this stuff into, it's probably better to use Slack than Zoom for the formatting. Um, I don't know how much of it is going to be easier to use if I copy paste. Let's see. This looks like it's more or less the same. No, no, there's still like changes in the variable names and whatnot. Text, label cleaned, label text, slight differences. Yeah, or no, yeah, I'll copy paste these in a Slack. Okay, so let's dive in. We are, just like last week, setting up a project to create a notebook in, and that's going to mean uh, having a Python virtual environment. So actually, let me do that. Uh, what is this? Actually, I would have to deactivate this other environment. I'll walk through creating the thing, but I'm not going to actually activate it. So make your new project and CD into new project. Trying to use autocomplete on something that doesn't exist doesn't work. And we could do Python dash M VNV to call the VNV module. And then we just pass it a name, anything we want. Usually I just call it VNV. And once you do that, then you source VNV bin activate. Okay, so I did that. I'm inside of my project. I've got VNV in my terminal. Next thing I'm going to want to do is install my dependencies. So let me think. Do we need more than this? Okay, so we need Boto 3. I thought I had copied here, but I guess not. Oh, wait, that's the wrong. Where's the pip install? I guess I didn't copy it. Let's do this. Cool. So we don't need all this. I think I was just combining from an earlier string. So let me find Slack. Let me paste this in there. I'm gonna make a single post and actually just paste everything in the responses to that, so we're not flooding the entire channel. Or to the slab. Okay, it's in Slack. So there's your pip install. Okay, run that. Then also run your IPy kernel installation. Name it whatever you want. Oh, I think this is the wrong document. Is that why? No, I just didn't do a good job copy pasting. That's weird. It's not showing my command from earlier. Anyway, so there's that. Change the name to whatever you want. Blazing text, random cut forest. Okay. And once you've set that up, you can confirm with kernel spec, and then you can reload with Command Shift P, reload window. From there, you can select your environment in the top right, and then you should be good to go. You should be good to start. So let's, there's copy paste here as well. Might want this, I guess, for the first block, just so it's handy. These bang symbols are used to essentially allow us to comment inside of Jupyter notebooks. It's just telling Jupyter not to run this line. Here, step one, it's just, honestly, I don't even know why this is separate from here. We could just toss that in here and I'll give you guys the entire first part. Actually, I think we could leave this because that's our Platoon account. Just bucket. You might want to replace this with a different bucket name, whatever bucket you've been using for the past few days, few lessons. If you decide to use this bucket, just be mindful of the the paths and the file names that you use. You're gonna have to use something different than what we're using now. So here is that. And then we will run it. Once you run it, it should confirm your SageMaker version. We, during the install, use the less than symbol with 3 to specify that we want a version that is not SageMaker 3. From here, just more print statements. Right. You might have to export these variables. I think we were running into that on Thursday. I'm not 100% sure. If you do need them, let's see. Why is it not pulling up my most recent commands? Export echo. Oh, let's see. Is that here somewhere? Is that one here? So let's say whatever your bucket name is, export, and we'll also want export for your role probably. So like, let's say I'm tossing all of this into Slack. Region equals region. You're also going to want your role. So export role. Oh, right. No. I think what we were running into was we were exporting it actually into our terminal, but it was still failing, which is why we had to export an echo inside of our Zeesh, right? But the difference is on Thursday, we weren't using Jupyter notebooks. I'm not 100% sure if it's absolutely necessary. If you run into the issue, then just let me know and we'll pull up those commands. Also, I don't know if I want to pull this up here. I don't know if I have sensitive data in here. Probably not. We'll see. Nope, looks like these are all just shortcuts. Um, but yes, what you're going to want is, wow, I have region in here like 3 times. Hey, yeah, I'm going to slide it anyway, decided. Echo, echo, echo. Roll, roll into your Zeesh. And let's set roll to whatever I had it set to here. Okay, this should be correct, hopefully. And if it's not, it should be pretty easy to fix. Okay. So once you're set up, you should be able to print all of these and get results. I'm on US East 1. I am using the SageMaker execution role, and I am using this SageMaker Lab US East 1 bucket. It also confirms your identity, and it confirms that I am who I am. All right. Now let's go ahead and actually create some data. So we're going to make some sample data, some toxic and non-toxic, um, some safe for work, non-toxic strings. And then we are going to print all of these out just to confirm. And then we are going to clean that text, removing special characters and white spaces. or normalizing the white space. We're not going to remove all the white spaces. And then formatting it for blazing text. So notice how we are prepending all of these with a double underscore label. And then you will split that. Oops. We'll split that data into training and validation, just like we've been doing. And we can just do a very simple 80-20 split because of the 80% rule. And with only 10 examples, that's obviously 8 training samples, 2 validation samples. And then we could export that to a local file, train.txt. I said I would copy paste these, and I haven't been doing that. Let's see where we at. So I'm going to skip the echo print statements. I'm going to copy this. Part 2, preparing blazing text data. Oh, I messed up that hash. Okay, next, right, we been doing this. Let me split the data. And then we save locally. And then upload. Okay, next we will be training the model. So let's run this. And let's see. Who's set up, by the way, right now? Who is following along?
So
I'm not
I
doing
had
it
a,
in real time. I'm just observing.
Okay.
yeah, and I'm catching up. So I'm trying to do it real time, but I had to step away for a moment.
Okay. Well, when you are caught up, Troy, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to switch gears, and I'm going to have you step through the random cut forest part. Sound good?
Uh, yeah, sure.
All right. Let's see. Estimator, this is what I'm copy pasting now. So running this and then pasting in this. So this is actually the first new part, I suppose. The hyperparameters that we're setting a mode, supervised versus unsupervised. And we want supervised because we want it to classify. And then, of course, epochs you're already familiar with. It's essentially revolutions, the number of times the model sees the data. We don't have a lot of data, so we'll just do 10. The learning rate will control the learning speed, and then the word n-grams is something that we could tweak for better accuracy. So we are calling this estimator, takes in all of these parameters, but we are only passing in the ones that we specified. And then we're setting our hyperparameters. Okay, so I ran that. It should tell you that your estimator has been configured. And then you can define your training inputs. There, we will just confirm that our objects exist. So we will use S3 to check our S3 bucket. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing a step here. Okay, so this S3 dot head object will pass these into the bucket. So let's get that in Slack. Confirmation in the print statements will let you know that it worked. And then we can put this. Oh, shoot. No, we don't want this. That was troubleshooting. We don't want this because the job doesn't exist yet. So let's just comment that out and let's collapse. How do I collapse this? Whatever, I'll leave it. Then I'll trash this. Okay, now we will launch the actual training job. And our output should look something like this. I wonder, it might fail for me because I've already ran this. But this is essentially what it's going to look like. Maybe I'll even take a screenshot. And let me see. Well, it should be fine. It's just going to launch another job. So let's do that. Let's hit play. And then let's see. Where are you at right now, Troy?
I'm just trying to get my kernel sorted, so I'm sort of back at the starting block still.
Okay. Are you running into any blockers?
Uh, Potentially, but with the connecting to my kernel, I, I, so yeah, I'm just gonna do a little bit of troubleshooting, and if you're pushing on, it's okay.
You want to troubleshoot live?
Uh, I guess if we're at that stage.
All right, let's do it. Let's switch gears here.
Okay.
All right, take it away.
Hey. Uh, okay. So kernel, I've got V, so I'm trying to use this V as my kernel. It allows me to select it. I can I can do something simple and then running through here. So it's getting into just try to run that again. Yeah, okay. So SageMaker session setup must set up local AWS config. Oh, yes, I know what's going on. All right, so AWS, is it just config list? Maybe that's it. Config list? No, it's not config list.
I have mine aliased. I can never remember. I can't even remember the alias half the time. Him says AWS configure.
Oh, okay. AWS conf.
Oh, do you not have like tab? Like, can't you tab to? No, never mind. Look, that would only work with the alias, I think.
Where's Kim type? Kim, are you in chat?
Let's see.
Yeah, I just typed it in the chat.
Okay, the um, Zoom chat.
Yes, that's correct.
Thanks. Oh, it's config gear. Oh, to run through all of it.
Yeah, but aren't,
No
sorry, go
worries.
ahead.
Yeah. Got it. See, I'm just in a different region. That's all I wanted to change
Okay.
for it. But it should let me do that right here, so thank you.
I think just press enter. You don't have to press those that you don't want to change.
Oh, thanks, Edison. Okay, that'll save me. Okay, so this is the one to US East one. Cool. Okay. I thought we had just done that. So where's this pulling its value from? Region US East 1. SageMaker role.
Was it erroring above or below that? Below. Okay, and
E uh yeah. Set up AWS configuration with a region supported by, but we know US East 1 is supported by SageMaker.
can you scroll up?
Hmm. Region. So,
Do you need to specify the region within the session?
oh, maybe. Uh,
It's specified there in well, I'm not seeing line numbers, but right where you're at. Well, I was trying to see if it was like getting overwritten, but it's not because you've already commented out region. I wonder if so inside of Slack, I did paste the export statements. So if you
okay.
okay, you could do that too. Use the AWS configure. I suppose.
Oh, for yeah, okay.
Right. So if we scroll down a bit, I did, right? I'm going crazy here. I know. I thought I did. Let's see. Did I not paste those? Like where the hell? Oh. There it is. Yeah, it's closer to the top. Did you get it? I wasn't watching. Look for bucket name equals. That's like the first line. So scroll down a bit.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's just gonna set your. I'll do all of them because you'll be running that in the because it's exporting the variable names. So you would have to assign the values to the variables inside of your terminal first. And you might want to change some of these values because I don't know what bucket you were using, but it looks like oh well I should have changed that bucket name. That's not even the US East one bucket. Delete that bucket name, or at least delete the is that a timestamp in the bucket name and replace it with US East one, just like in your notebook. And I'm gonna edit that line. Okay.
Is this dumping this into is that supposed to be dumping it into a file?
Yeah, it's gonna dump it into your
Oh, the generic Zesh.
yeah.
I'm not sure where that lives.
Is it still
Oh, back on root. Okay, yeah.
Is it still throwing an error?
Yeah, still AWS local region supported by SageMaker. Still giving me that one.
Scroll up. And
Mhm.
purposes, Boto 3. Okay, all that looks right. Scroll up.
Colon.
Is there anything above that? Above that code block?
No, no, nothing pertinent.
Can we add to that code block one of the print statements?
Yes.
Let's get the print for, let's say, the SageMaker version.
Okay. You gonna try this up here?
Yeah. I don't know if it'll work because it's before the thing, but let's just see. Okay, so it's detecting SageMaker. All right, let's go for the next print statement. Let's go for, yeah, we do that. That should probably work as well. Okay, scroll down. Let's do maybe collapse the trace back, or you can just clear it. And if it errors, you'll have it available again. Let's do a print for, oh yeah, and I should have been clear about that one uh post. That shouldn't be in,
Yeah, I got it. I can, I'm just gonna leave it, but I won't run it.
and I think I actually did not copy those prints. I remember saying that. So let me grab those print statements for you as well. Right. So we want to confirm these. So I'm going to edit that first or that second reply. That first reply. Hey, why is it? And there's going to be some print statements at the bottom now. Whoops. So let's add those, and then let's add these. So let's maybe get a clear picture of what we're seeing inside of.
All right, so you want launch training above or in the middle here?
No, start with print region.
Okay. Oh, I don't know how to call a terminal variable or
Oh,
do
I thought you copied it from Slack. Did you? Or what?
Oh, yeah, I got it from Slack. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, not that one. Let's undo that.
Okay.
Okay. Go back to Slack
Yep.
and scroll up to like the very first reply, I think. Yeah, there we go. Or sorry, second reply. So below that, at the very bottom, I added a few print statements. So everything from print region, let's just do the print region and downwards.
Okay.
It might not be getting to the print statement because it's erroring out, so it might not let us see.
It's self-direction names.
So those print statements, if you move them to the very first block, I want to see if they display there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Bodo client.
Right. Let's scroll up. Why it's not.
Yeah. What was that, Kim?
Same.
All right, so something with Bodo.
Did you pip install earlier? What did you install? Can you scroll up in your terminal? Is it still there?
Are we looking for Bodo?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, I think I saw it. Yeah. So Bodo 3, SageMaker. Is SageMaker in there? I don't think that's the cause, but I just want to check the version as well. Okay, cool. You got version 2.
All right. I guess we shall take advantage of some generative AI.
Hold on. Yeah, do that and then go back to that first print statement or that first set of print statements. Um, all the way at the top.
Here or
Right. Where did it fail? It failed at identity, right?
yeah.
We comment those two lines out, comment out STS and identity. Oh, it's gonna actually shoot, never mind. It's not gonna run because we're commenting out identity.
Right.
But you exported your values. So you could maybe try something different here. And what you could try is scroll down, scroll down to that second block.
Okay.
What is seeing it?
Yeah.
And beneath bucket, type in, we're gonna essentially just recreate those variables without using the identity thing. Um,
Hard code is what you're saying, or
yeah, do
hmm.
okay, let's see. Actually, no, I'm like thinking through this. I'm not sure if I want to do that. You have your role, you have your bucket. Those were those weren't printed in a statement, right? Or were they? They should have been the first three print statements, and they did show something, right? Scroll up.
Uh, no, we didn't do bucket.
Yeah,
You want
let's
test bucket?
do region, role, and bucket. Let's see what, or actually, there should be a print statement there somewhere, right? If you scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Print region roll bucket. Yeah.
Let's grab those. Let's run them in that first command box. We don't need all that, just the print statements.
Okay. I'm not sure that it has it in the terminal.
Oh, right, you're right. You were going to copy the, yeah, sorry, you were copying the, Well, it's got region and
Okay.
it doesn't have
Yeah.
roles.
Well, and
Yeah, you were copying those. Sorry, and I shouldn't have stopped you from copying those. Yeah, you should have grabbed those. And a bucket too. Okay. So it's grabbing those, but it's not able to get your account. Uh, go back up.
hmm,
Let's comment back in the STS equals photo client. Yeah, so let's just confirm. And let's do it in that first. Okay. Okay, so it's getting the client because it didn't error there. And if we go back to line 18, comment back in line 18, identity. This is, I think, where it was failing for sure, right?
yeah.
Why the
Which
hell?
works in the terminal.
Yeah. Ask your agent why it's working in the terminal and not inside of the Jupyter notebook. Just give it the command. You don't need to give it all that. Is this Claude? Okay.
Restart the Jupyter. Oh, maybe. Oh, man. Maybe it was as simple as just. Uh, do you kill a?
You could do a Command Shift P and then type reload. Yeah, use that.
I want to save that notebook before doing that. Yeah, I kept most of the stuff. Okay.
Cool. All right, let's run it.
Oh, imports.
Okay, yeah. That was,
Open file path is open file.
so what is that pointing to?
That's a good question. Open file path.
No such file. Yeah, scroll. Okay, SageMaker. Keep going. It failed at SageMaker session. Oh, I think you might have had to re-export your variables. No, but you move them into your Zesh config, so I don't know when they're not being picked up. Do you have your, okay, you configured your AWS credits. Run that AWS STS get caller identity in your terminal again. Okay, so it's still picking that up. Why is it not? Yeah, do what it says. Replace Bodo session. So instead of yeah, add that actually, not replace, sorry. Add Bodo underscore session.
Yeah, okay. Well, this has tanked the lesson, Julia, so I don't know that this is worthwhile for everyone.
If we can get past this, we could blaze through
Okay.
the blazing text stuff.
All right.
Nice. Really stumped as to why.
Still getting the
Oh, it is.
caller ID. Unable to locate credentials. No credentials error. Doesn't see my AWS. Oh,
What is it? Find it?
no, I didn't. I'm just going off of.
Oh, yeah. So it's yeah. If it can't find it, that's actually a good idea. Let's add that print to see if it's at least picking up the path. Yeah, comment out all that other stuff above it because it's going to error out.
Okay, so that that works. Uh, seems to. So then,
It wants you to restart entirely. I don't even know if that will help. You've already restarted.
oh yeah. So I do occasionally have WSL
Oh, you're on.
issues.
Didn't even notice that until now. Yeah. Okay, so maybe, yeah, maybe it's, yeah, I don't know. I haven't used WSL in years. I got fed up with it. Is this Windows 11?
Yeah.
How do you like it?
Like is strong. Windows kind of disappoints me a lot, and I should probably migrate over. But over the years, Windows, I have a love-hate relationship, and it's really just held me hostage because I've been Windows all my life. So, um, the intuitiveness isn't really there. And anyway. It's got a lot of functionality too in Windows 11 that is annoying, like Skype and Outlook and how those tools interact together on Windows 11. They changed to that. So I don't know why they needed to change that, but they did.
Yeah, they've been making a lot of changes to the just like Windows tools in general, right? Like I think they're trying to like force feed Copilot down your throat.
Yes. Yeah.
They
Oh
changed
man.
what, Microsoft Word into like what Copilot 365 or something. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yeah, 365, like their whole line of tools. So Notebook was going to go over, or OneNote, I mean, was going to go. Um, all of their mainstream products are in 365. Darn. All right. Well, I'm going to bow out.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the effort. Environment issues are a pain in the ass. Okay. So just like Thursday's lab, we worked up to a part of it, and you can do the rest on your own. And you can also run through the challenges where at time, I'm wondering if, let's see, I don't think there's anything too challenging about the model registry. Oh, right. That's another thing. I I deleted my day 3 model, so I can't run through this part. Right. So I'm looking through it right now. I will actually share the notebook for this one. I'll drop that off in Slack and y'all can try to run through it. You're probably gonna have to make some changes. Let me share real quick. So share, 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 share. Okay. And right. Just keep an eye out for areas where you'll have to make changes, like um, of course, change your bucket name, change your model names to whatever you actually used, and the rest of it's straightforward. And also, uh, Troy, specifically for you, also for everyone in general, if you can't get SageMaker to work, the lab was originally written to just be ran from your terminal using Python. So that's the other option.
All right, I'm fixed. I'm back and running.
Cool. Wait, you are? Like you
Yeah,
got the credential thing working? Like what happened? What was it?
I'm all good. Got to trust in the AI. Bodo 3 Bodo 3 was using a default profile rather than my workspace profile.
Interesting. So what did you have to do? Did you have to like export a variable to your Zesh to get it to read the right profile or
Just go to my .aws credentials and put a default profile in there.
Ooh.
So Bodo could just find the credentials.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You know what, Troy?
Yeah.
That's funny that you mentioned that because I just finished working on something with the Docker and I ran into something similar and I was gonna have to do it was telling me to do default because it couldn't find the profile and what I had to do was just use the home variable to and so that way it'll load it in to the container and so and that's how it had got it to work and so I was just like wow you were running into that similarity.
Yeah. So were you in Docker or what container?
Yes,
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
using Docker and so building it up or whatnot and so and that's because on the host I have the AWS CLI and things work, right? But in but in order for me to do what I need to do on the automation and the S3, I have to get that stuff loaded on the running app, right? And
Yeah.
so to do that, I had to add that to the Docker file. Um, I had to make the volume with the home and the AWS, and so just to give it with the access up and what it needed. And after did that, it was able to work. And so yeah, it sounds like you ran into the same thing. Very cool.
I should add that. I'm going to add that as a troubleshooting step. So I'm going to check. Um, right. I guess we never really went over that in class. I mentioned from time to time how you could switch between profiles, but I guess we never actually walked through it together. Yeah, especially useful if you do like to toggle between your personal account and the Platoon account. Okay. I guess we are at time. Um, Good that you are back in working state, Troy, so you could jump through the rest of the lab. Like I said, I'll share the notebook for uh, model registry, and y'all can work through either Jupyter Notebook or just the Python scripts alone. That's up to you. And that's about all I have. I think all of you have finished your assessments. Yeah. So I think you guys are in a very good place. We are going to continue with SageMaker this week. Then we're going to pivot over to Kubernetes, and then we'll have the assessment four. After assessment four, you guys will get to play around with Bedrock. It'll be pretty much smooth sailing from there. This module is probably the most challenging, especially when we get to the Kubernetes stuff. But from there, just start thinking about what you want to do for your capstone projects, and you guys are going to be working in groups for that too. All right, that's all I've got. Thanks for sticking around a little longer and for attending to this morning's I don't know what to call it, the Accenture session. And I will catch you guys next week.
All right. Have a good one.